I mean, that's what dads are for. I need these. Keep these for me. Yeah, more. Alright, I like starting off my lives, wetting my target. Just reminding everybody, always wet your target. If you're new to the channel, check out my recent videos on how I fix a splitting target. One thing I want to add to that before I even get into this live is strap it up the way you'll see in my shorts. Strap it up before it even splits, and you shouldn't even have a splitting target. I don't think there's any room to expand once you put that metal steel strap around. Just in case you're not going to look, this is the strap. So I have this strap right around there. I screwed one end, the top in, wrapped it around, cranked it as hard as I could with a screwdriver, and then I screwed in the last piece, and the split hasn't split. It's been about 3 weeks now since I've done that. So it works. You just maybe want to get it on there with a brand new target, and then you won't have any problem with it. You'll probably be able to get the longest life out of it. If you're always aiming for the bullseye, one thing that hurts a target is aiming at the same spot, and you can put a hole in your target. So aim around it, aim around it. We're all addicted to aiming for a bullseye, but you can throw on some cards, playing cards, and then you'll get the satisfaction when you hit the card, and you can place the cards all around the target as many times as you want, really, at all different areas. Ronnie, Froggy, how's it going, everybody? Anthony, let's go. Happy Friday to everybody. Love getting through a work day, eh? Getting through a work day is awesome. Work week. Anthony, you're awesome, man. Guys like that, saying stuff like that, boom. You got a little soft spot in me. I'm gonna do some warm-ups. We're gonna do a lot of fast draw, a lot of tips and tricks to fast draw. We're just gonna have a good time. I'm gonna get into a little bit of how you can start knife throwing, some tips and tricks revolving around how to get yourself started. I just tip number one, get yourself a good target. Nice and soft wood is the best. I got hardwood, I don't recommend it. But regardless of the wood you get, you can strap it up for like 10 bucks. Couple screws in there, some washers, and the ratchet strap. And you shouldn't have it splitting. So no one wants a really nice target. It might cost you money. You have to cut it down, do a lot of work to get it. Once you get it, strap it up. You shouldn't get any splitting, because you should be wetting your targets every single time you're out there training. You're going to prolong the life of it. But with that wetting, it's going to dry, and that means it's going to expand and it's going to shrink. And that causes some splitting sometimes. So I know I fixed it. Nothing's really got worse. So I think that's going to work. But what I would have done is I would have put it on right away on a brand new target. Brand new target. So that's my little starting off. You want to get a good target, right? You can throw out boxes, bunch of boxes that are folded and duct taped really tight together. You can get a pretty good penetration with a knife on a bunch of boxes. If you have nothing else, that actually works for some time. It will definitely not ruin quicker, but you can get some days out of it. Let's go Oilers, jumping on the bandwagon. I won't have my moderator. She might jump in today. I love reading comments. I love answering questions. You guys are allowed to ask anything. This is our safe place. We don't tiptoe. You know, we don't have to worry about the Facebook sensitivity of people. YouTube is much different than that. We can try to get to the bottom of things, try to figure out the truth without having to worry about people's emotions and feelings. Like, I ain't trying to hurt people, but they get really, really butthurt sometimes when you start chatting about certain things. So we're gonna rock this. Let's warm up a bit. I cleaned up my knives, got the tips nice and shiny. I don't know if you can see that. They're super nice. Been doing a lot of work with a heavy duty sander, so something like this too is a little tip and trick. You can throw a little bandana or a little towel, something that's really good to wipe up your fingers, because I'm eating sushi while I throw. I got a bunch of sushi here, so I'm gonna be eating sushi and my fingers are gonna be getting a little greasy, and I might just, wipe them off on here. When you're out training, when you're out wet, damp, the grass, you're at a competition, you want to do fast draw, you want to definitely, clean your fingers up right away, and so that you're fresh. Nothing's going to slip and slide. I've been throwing a lot. I had a big workout, a lot of training, a lot of work, and I'll talk a little bit about how I keep my arm all nice and good. Oh, nice little spark. I think I mentioned that before. You get yourself a staple gun. Get yourself a staple gun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get yourself a staple gun. When you staple, obviously, your cards, as I mentioned earlier, so you don't have to just aim for the bullseye and ruin your target, make a big hole in it, and then it's useless. Put cards up around your target with a staple gun. The staples don't hurt your knives. In fact, you have more staples. If you hit a staple, it's going to get a little spark, and it's no damage to your knife. It's just super cool. So I got a bunch of staples up there. Already hit one, got a little spark. I've been throwing with some heat lately. Some heat. For those that know, you know. I was throwing some bombs, I'd say right 20 feet, maybe I was standing at 6 meters, and then I probably was finishing my throw, half a meter, and then I was landing at about 5 meters. To transfer all that energy, I have to take a big step, and usually that's about a meter, maybe even a little bit more. All right, don't want to get carried away. I do want to read your comments. Yeah, man. Anybody can do it. My 4-year-old daughter throws knives. I got both my girls throwing knives at 3 to 4 years old. So anybody can do it, but not anybody can throw with the amount of power I have. Actually, I don't think anybody can. Until people can do what I do. I threw a hockey puck and pinned it. So that's kind of why I say these things. I'm not looking for any validation. I challenge myself and I do things, but I just keep raising the bar, and I'm fine with that. Oh. That's the first miss of the day. Oh. I gotta be honest, I already threw today. Threw today for probably about a half hour. I came home from work. I wanted to put a little clip together of some heats. The other day, I have some videos coming out, just training 2 hours straight, nonstop. And I'm posting the video, and it's going to be about my last throws. I'm not going to share my first throws where I'm all fresh and good to go. I'm not going to pick all my favorite throws. I am literally giving you the last 12 throws, so you can see after 2 hours of what it looks like. That's what I'm proud of. Where I'm most tired. 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, I'm ready for bed, and that's what I can produce still. So that's what you're gonna get soon. I'm gonna make a video for you guys. Oh, these are heats. Oh, beautiful throws. That's what you want. You probably can't even see them on the camera because they're straight in. I'm a sponsored knife thrower. This is my t-shirt. Nobody's Knife Works. So shout out to my sponsor. He does giveaways. He's getting 3 giveaways ready right now. So we're going to slow down until I can get those giveaways out to the winners. We're gonna do maybe some giveaways of my stuff, some of the knives that I've been making. A lot of people have been commenting on them, asking where they can get them. You can't get these, they're one of a kind. I made them. So I'm gonna be doing some giveaways of the knives I've made. So one of lucky subscribers is gonna be getting a free knife. I'm gonna be giving away a few of them as I make them. So right now I got about 3 or 4 to give away. So we're gonna do a bunch of giveaways. So all I ask is you to be a subscriber, take a screenshot of your name. When you email me, that will prove to me it's you, and I'll get your address and I'll ship it off to you. All shipping costs, everything is gonna be covered. No one will have to pay a cent. So you just let me know by receipts of what you have to pay for. If there's an import charge, I'll cover everything. Oh, dead bullseye. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's getting in the way of me speaking, and I'll turn it down. I love having some beats. It just gives that positive vibe, you know what I mean? Boom! You know what I mean? Alright, let me get in here. Do you have to count how many steps from the target? No. So when I throw McNeil, I throw without a spin. I don't have to throw rotationally. No spin throwing is very instinctive. I can throw anywhere, and over the years of training it, you just know the slight adjustments you have to make. But it normally stays pretty similar how you're throwing from what distance you're at. So it's pretty cool. I mean, there's some hard ways to throw no spin, like reverse grip or even a hammer style. That might be more challenging. I got a very common grip. I use my index to cancel the rotation. When it comes out my hand, it kind of like brushes very quick, almost with a push, and that slows the rotation down, and then you get the pointy end in without having to flip over and get the pointy end in that way. Like rotation, you're gonna throw it, it's gonna rotate, and you're gonna have to hit the target. Based on that rotation, you're gonna have to count where you are and know how to throw it, especially with axes and other ways of throwing, knives. But when you throw half spin and no spin especially, you don't really need to count your steps. You can just train to be instinctive. Very instinctive way. Hardest way to learn to throw knives, but it's good. Good to see everybody in here. Going through the comments, I want to answer all the questions. I don't like missing them. I do read these comments after I go live. And if I miss some, I feel horrible. So I try to get through all these questions. I want to make sure to answer you guys, give you guys the knowledge you need to start throwing knives possibly, or even save a life one day. You never know. I'd rather buy one from Temu. Probably not, man. Good comments. I love those comments. Throwing knives have a special steel. The people who make them, they really know how to harden and temper their steel so you don't get snapping knives or ones with easily burred. They know the steel to use and they know how to harden and treat it. So you're getting a knife made for throwing. It's going to take a beating. Oh, bullets. My range in here goes up to about 6 meters. Where my camera's at is 6 meters. So you're gonna see me throwing from 3 meters here, 4 meters here, 5 meters here, and as close as I can get to the camera here, we're right around 6 meters. You probably won't see me. You'll just see my arm come into the camera after my throw. Right? I can throw some heat at up to 6. 7 meters, I can still do heat, but it's like, that's where it's getting a little difficult to keep the heat. I gotta train more. I have most of my training in the combat zone, and that's 3 to 5 meters. That's my throwing zone for combat. For any type of hard training, that's what I like to do. Nothing is smart throwing anything at anybody closer than 3 meters. I would keep my knife in my hand, even if I had no weapons on me. No, most of the time, every person that can throw a knife and knows they're confident in throwing a knife, they're not going to throw their last knife. They're going to keep it. But even if I had 4 knives on me, which that's what I normally do, I wouldn't throw it this close. I would keep, it in my hand. I would back up, First thing is self-defense is try to get out of a fight. Don't try to get in a fight. You try to get out of a fight. That's the first rule of self-defense. So you do what you can. Back up, leave. You know the distance you need your enemy at a distance. You want them at a distance. If a guy's approaching me, getting in my face, I'm always backing up. I'm keeping that arm length. I don't want him getting in my grill. You're going to get yourself caught with a surprise, and you just don't want to get yourself caught in a stupid situation where you could have avoided it just by keeping your distance. Right? Know your surroundings. I'm the type of guy that will walk into a room and I know my exits right away. I know the windows. I know how many people are there. Just kind of aware of the environment I'm in case something happens. You're always ready. It's not a crazy thing. I think it's a smart thing. I think men need to start thinking that way. We're protectors, and we got to be ready to protect when the time comes, no matter when it is. So having a knife and being able to throw it just gives you that much more of an ability. Like people with a knife in their hand, that's what I think about. I don't want to get, if you're going to get into a hand-to-hand combat with somebody with a knife, you're going to get cut, you're going to get killed. I don't want to get close to somebody with a knife. If someone pulls a knife, I'm going to pull a knife, but I'm going to pull it like I'm going to throw it. I'm going to back up. I'm going to keep that guy at a distance. I don't want to get him close to me. As soon as he charges me, I'm freaking putting a knife right at him. And then I'm pulling another knife out. I'm going to back up probably still. See what happens. Maybe he'll drop like an animal. You shoot a deer, the deer runs. You got to chase its blood, and then it will eventually drop. You know, they don't drop right away. So it gives you some time. It gives you some time to react. You got to be ready. You got to be thinking of your next move always. So in your training, if you're going to be tactical and smart, think of your next move. Think of your next move after that. You know, go through drills that kind of can help you train in those movements you need to make. All right, getting super. I like talking. Sorry, guys. I love to talk. Call of Duty throwing knife. Exactly, man. I've been in the military for 20 years, man. It's in my blood. I joined at 16 years old. I'm 37 now. Yeah. Got out for a bit there. So it would have been 21 years if you add it up there. I got out for a year. Got back in. But been a military guy for my whole life, pretty much. Nah, man, I'm above average. Maybe on camera it looks small, but I'm about 5'10". I'm about 5'10". Maybe in my boots here, 5'11" even. So I'd rather be short than tall. I'm at a perfect height. Love my height. All right, like sub, turn this. Man, Anthony, you're the man. I know you make a lot of fudge. One day I'm gonna have to try it. Yeah, man, I got a knife for my wife. I got a knife for my kids when they're older. I definitely, when I'm not around, I want them to carry a knife with them everywhere they go. That's just the way it is. All right. Yeah, I know, Ronnie, you're a working guy, man. I respect that. You're always working, stopping in and saying hi. Ronnie, I appreciate you. So my favorite knife is different than my favorite throwing knife. My favorite knife is inside the house. And I showed it in a few live streams, but normally it's strapped to me. My favorite throwing knife, ooh. Some knives just have some sentimental value, and others are just like them because of how good they are. I love this knife here. I'm a no spin thrower again, but it's a spinner knife. Super well designed. Opus knives, designed by Loic, one of the best knife throwers in the world. This knife here is just, I love it. It throws awesome. It's heavy. It packs a punch. I would probably put a live edge on this and make it my EDC thrower. This is probably the one I'm going to send to Keystone Sheaths. And then this is my design, a lightning bolt. I have 4 others. I gave one away, and I love this. This design's super awesome. Within like a few months of me throwing, I reached out to Bimo Knives in Indonesia, and he made this based on a picture I gave him. And this thing throws just absolutely awesome, and it's a lightning bolt. Like, doesn't get better than that. I think if I made it again, I think this is about 10 and a half, 11 inches long. I'd make it a little shorter. But I love throwing this thing. Again, like, being a meteorologist for the military is what I've been doing for the last 15 years. This is just hits home in all levels. So I really like this one. I have the first ever knife made by Nobody's Knife Works, the Iron Tier, the first one ever. That one I really like. I got some fulminas made by Italy. Fulmina means strike, like lightning strike. The fulminas from Italy because I'm Italian. I really like those. These are also my design from Nobody's Knife Works, the Tortos. That's because it's got a tanto tip, play on words. My no spin design, I love these too. So, I mean, I got a lot of favorites. It's hard to really narrow one down. I recently made this lightning bolt from another knife. I designed it into like kind of similar to what BMO made. I wanted to make one and see what kind of skills I had. And I like that. I like it because I made it too. And it's a lightning bolt on top of that. It throws like a beast as well. At this point, I can throw anything, but I mean, some knives they feel the feel of it releasing out of your hand and hitting the target. You know if that's a good knife. And you know, my obsession in knife throwing is power. My obsession is penetration. My obsession is what the knife does to the target. That's what I obsess about. I don't care about the flight path. I don't care about what it looks like on the camera. I know, and I'm an honest guy to myself, and I'm going to be as honest as possible to everyone else. You can only be so much on camera, but I'm going to give you all the angles, all the views. I'm not going to try to deceive you and pick one of my favorite throws. I'm going to show you my training. I'm going to show you everything so that you can see realistically what to expect. But I care about the power and penetration. I just care about what that knife can do. So if it's traveling a little quarter turn or a half turn and I'm a no spin thrower, I'm okay with that as long as I'm hitting that target harder than I think anybody can. That's what I want. Hit that target harder than anybody. So that's my deal in knife throwing. Oh, bullseye. I like being accurate, obviously. That's my second one. With a lot of power, if you have no control, it's useless. So with the amount of power that I want to give my knife into that target, I got to make sure I'm accurate. So I maintain that accuracy just through training, a lot of training. Staying consistent in the body mechanics I've decided to throw at. And I just keep going. You know, if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you're learning how to kick and punch, a lot of groundwork, but if you're learning the basics, you do that. You don't switch it up and do something else. You train those movements and you do them over and over before so much so that they just become second nature to you. Like you don't even have to think, you just do it. That's what you need. You need that type of skill when it comes to combat, because you don't want to think. That's why military members train so much, non-stop, war scenarios all the time, so that when it happens, they don't have to think. You know, some people choke, but for the most part, it works. You want to train so much over the same things over and over and over again. On a lot, you're not doing one thing, you're doing a lot of scenarios that when it happens, you can just do it. All your drills, your stoppages, you know, your firing, you're cleaning your rifle, all these things become second nature to you, so that when the time comes, you're ready to do it. No freaking, less mistakes, right? Less room for error. Right in the bullseye there. I've been chewing my bullseye up, so certain areas in here. All right, we're gonna get into some fast draw. I got my fast draw rig. It's the knife I use for fast draw. I got nothing fancy made for fast draw. I got no rigs made. I got no special sheaths. I put a thumbnail picture of what I use. It's probably the worst fast draw thing ever, but it works. And if I can be good at something that ain't so good, restricting me a little bit, I'm gonna be so good with something that's made for fast draw. You want a good sheath for you in combat, for hand-to-hand, you know, everyday carry, your EDC. I want something that I can conceal, not something bulky on my leg and I'm just walking around trying to get a police officer to come approach me. I want everything hidden. If I got 4 knives on me, you honestly aren't going to be able to see 4 knives on me. That's what I want when I go. I don't care. In war, it's different, and you can show off what you got while you're doing what you got to do. All right, I kind of got carried away. Let me see here. We got Sandro. How's it going, buddy? Knives for kids to carry. I wouldn't recommend kids carrying knives. If you're in the bush, you're going camping, there's small knives. Like by Tops, there's a wolf pup. Really small knife. Something easily for them to grip. A nice big thick handle. But, I don't fear my kids into certain things. I've taught them how to shoot weapons. So they've shot snipers and handguns and, certain guns they've shot already. They've thrown knives. They know the danger of it because I've told them. I've showed them. These are blades. They're not afraid of them. If they see them, they know what they are and they're exposed to them at a very early age. And I'm with them and I'm a father, right? I'm teaching them. That's what parents need to do. The more I teach them, the more comfortable I am with them, with that object if we're out camping. But I'm not going to give them something to go to school and get in trouble with. My kids will have morals. They know how to think right. They know what's right. They know what's wrong. And that's also something very important to teach your kids if they're going to decide to carry around a weapon with them one day. I think all girls should have a weapon, keep them safe. Predators out there, they can't rely on their muscle strength. Women aren't as strong, so having a knife, super important. So you'd have to look around, but something that you can think of when they're camping is let them feel the knives if you have some. See their grip. You want to get something that's going to be useful in their hand and that they can grip onto, and show them how to properly grip a knife and give them everything they need so that they're not just making the decisions on their own. Yo guys, yeah, move those subs up. I'm already happy at 1,000. Super happy at 1,000. You guys rock. First fast draw. I don't train much fast draw. We're just doing it because it's Friday and it's fun. You guys are watching me train. I don't train much. Some tips and tricks, like I said, for fast draw. You want to wash your hands no matter where you are in competition. You might get sweaty palms, so have something like this. Normally for fast draw, it's a competition type of thing, and I want to be fast draw ready. I want to be competition ready. But for the most part, I'm not fast drawing my knife in combat. In any type of self-defense scenario, I wouldn't be fast drawing my knife. I'd have to be caught in a very stupid situation to want to pull my knife out and throw it. Like, surprise, right? And even then, I'm going to pull my knife out and hold it. I'm not just going to throw. I'm going to give myself a second to set up and get an accurate and powerful shot if I have to. But I'm not going to have to pull my knife out and throw it right away. I think that's just throwing your weapon away. So I train fast draw for competition. One thing I want to point out that's really, really cool I thought of. For the competition in fast draw, you're looking at a light turn red to green. When it turns green, that's when you throw. To get good, look at some things you do every day. One thing is you're driving every day and you're at red lights. Every time you're at a red light, make it an opportunity to train for fast draw, for competitions. Stare at that red light. As soon as that red light goes green, you don't have to floor and put the pedal to the metal, but be ready and act. Get your reaction time ready. You're going to do it every day. May as well make it something useful. So just react to that red light going green and hit the gas. Boom. Be as quick as you can to that gas pedal. Get that reaction time going. Thought that was really cool. There's certain things I do, like tie my shoes on one foot and it works on balance. I did it every day as a kid, and I just have awesome balance on one foot, very stable feet, because it's something I do every day. So I thought of these things that you do every day. How can I do them to make me better at certain things? Well, balance is a huge thing in life. So tie your shoes on one foot. Wash your feet and your legs. Don't bend down and do it. Go on one foot in the shower. Boom. That stuff's gonna work. I like having my fast draw rig right here. Usually for my knife throwers. I don't have a throwing knife in my pocket. I'm not gonna have a throwing knife on the side of my belt. My throwing knives are gonna be tucked really nice and clean inside my belt. For fast draw and for camera, it's outside, but mostly this is going to be inside my belt. You won't see it, and the knives will be sticking out just right there. I'm in my position to throw. This is how I normally throw. How can I get to my knife quickest around my belt, my waist, without having to screw my body up, get it out of the position I want to be in to throw? This is it. This is it. If it's further back, not as good. If it's over on this leg, not as good for me. If it's behind my back, my arm's all out of whack. nice in front. All I have to do is lift it and throw. That's the quickest movement for me to be powerful, accurate, and ready. So that's why I have it here. Not many people do. They like having it on the side, and they'll throw it. It's super inaccurate to do this. You'd have to train a heck of a lot of hours to throw your knife from the sheath at the target. That's just competition and trying to shave off some seconds because it works. If you can get a knife with the handle here and throw it like this, it's going to be the fastest. It's just the hardest to be consistent with. This I like. I'd rather be a split second slower, but always hit my knife in an accurate spot, because in competition you can't have your knife leave, I believe it's the 3-point mark. So you can go bullseye, which is 5 points, then 4 points, then 3 points. You have to be within that ring. If you get it outside, it doesn't count. So you want to every time be ready. You have your palm out. You want to train with your hand out here, depending on what competitions you're going to. Refine it. If you have a 3-month period of training, focus on the way it's going to be for that competition. And then if you're going to another competition, you have to have your hand out behind your back, train for that. If you just have time, do it all. So have your hand hovering. A lot of places like it hovering over the knife. So you're not looking, you're looking at the light, you're watching that light. As soon as that light goes green, you can grip and you can throw. The last 3 throws in a row have all been bullseyes for me. Competition fast draw is going to be around 3 meters, whether you want to be a little further back or a little, right on the line. That's completely up to you. I like trying to be as close to the line as possible because I hover over the line. I have a big, good, I'm very balanced on my feet, stable, and my legs are very strong. So I can lean forward and not lose my balance. So when I fast draw, it gives me a little bit more edge on the other opponent to be more accurate and faster. If I'm releasing my knife over the 3 meter line all the way over here, and the other person's releasing it over here, split seconds matter. All right, thick fat chunk here. I noticed that thing about consistent training results when I switched my approach to my shooting training. Yes, exactly. Consistency is key. You got something that works, natural, comes natural to you, stick with it. Don't switch things up all the time. If you want to master something, people say it's impossible, but if you want to get there, or pretty close, you're going to have to pick something that works and comes natural to you, redefine it, put a lot of hours into it, do a lot of thinking with it, and just keep going. Just keep going. The best in the world are working when people are sleeping. The best in the world are working when people are partying. You want to celebrate a victory? There's the best in the world training still. That's just the way it is. You want to have a mindset of being a champ, you got to put more hours in than everybody else. When people are weak and tired, you're still going. I would love to get myself, there's a little thing, you can check out Full Tank Clan. I'm sure a lot of you that are on my channel might be a part of his channel. You can check out Full Tank Clan. He's about to do a giveaway for one of the fast draw timers, and so that you can practice at home and get a speed, and you can look at the red light turning green. It's kind of expensive. He's giving one away soon on his channel, so check out the Full Tank Clan. Huge, awesome dude in my world. Look up to him. He's gotten me done a lot of trick shots, pushed me in life. Pretty awesome dude in the knife throwing community. If you haven't already checked him out, I would. Another trick for fast draw, don't have your shirt in the way. Right now it's okay for me, but tuck it in. Don't have anything in the way. If you can at competitions, even for fast draw, take your shirt off. And nothing's getting in your way. Sometimes you can just work on the basics, drawing, deploying. We'll do some trick shots fast draw, because this makes me faster because I have to react at a thrown moving target a lot quicker. This just pushes you a little further, a little harder. and you're going to be accurate. If you can hit a can within a split second, fast drawing. So you can throw it with this hand and have this hand ready, or you can throw it with this hand and then it's got to grab the knife and then catch it in the air and pin it to the target. I've done both. It's great to do both. Switching up your training is awesome because it keeps the body sharp and it gets it better. The more you can do, the better. So I usually put a little weight in here. I'll do that. Normally, I just pin a can live to get me started to see where I'm at, but I'm gonna pin a can fast draw right now. Yeah, got my moderator on. She's helping everybody out. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Untamed Life. David, you changed your name. Happy Friday, brother. Good to see you. Oh, people from France. Hey, Justin. Always good to see you, man. Joshy boy's on. Cooper. Yes, man, Jesus is the man. He's God in the flesh. He is God right now, sitting on the right-hand side of the Father. You know, Jesus is number one in my life. Always a shout out to him. I'm trying to use my skill to grow his kingdom. I'm always willing to share the gospel. Any questions you guys have? The reason I have what I have and who I am is because of Jesus. I can't help but just say that. On Facebook, it's a lot harder. People get all butthurt about it, but on my YouTube channel, I ain't afraid to talk about it. So I'm going to be able to use this platform that God has given me to share more than I can on other platforms because people are just super sensitive. If you can't handle that, get out of the kitchen. It's too much heat for you. Thanks, man. Thick Fat Man, I'm here for you. I'm going to be doing a live show on every single knife. We're going to throw it. I'm doing shorts where I'm going to have every single knife. I'm going to show it off and I'm going to throw it and do a trick shot with every single knife. So lots to come with all I have. I have hundreds of knives. It's going to be really cool to show that off. All right. Seems like everyone's good. The wife's answering questions. Anything I need to know, I'll look at it. I'm doing the best I can there. But we're going to pin a can right now, fast draw style. Let's start things off on this Friday. Woo! Let's do it. Oh, that was kind of good. That was kind of good. If you've been on my channel before, I don't waste a throw. I know how it feels. I've done this for a long time. Feels right. I don't like wasting a throw. I saw it coming down and I hit it. All right, that's one. That's one. Anything that makes something harder, I like. You know, I'm not tucking my t-shirt in. It is in the way. Super, super cool. Love it. Love it when it's harder. One thing I gotta watch with my training is I always step a little bit. So I try to release the knife before I plant my next foot down. So I'm going to stand a little further back, so if I do step forward, I'm still behind the line. Oh, bad throw, but I hit the can. Always find a positive. Don't try to make yourself negative. Train your mind to be positive. You will be better at everything in life if you can. Blew the can right open. So we're just gonna bust that out because it destroyed the can. I do have big chunks of wood in there. Maybe that's why. Here, I'll put one piece of wood. I won't put two. There we go. Kunai. Do I have a kunai? I have miniature kunais that were given to me by my wife at Christmas. No, I should get myself a kunai. A good kunai would be nice. I know the hole in the end gets in the way of me wanting to throw really well, but I can probably do it. Yeah, kunai would be pretty cool. All right, here we go. I've been getting a lot into throwing. It's just been wet. Yeah, man. If you get an indoor range, I had an indoor range that was up to 8 meters in my last house. This one's up to 6. But getting an indoor range is key. straw, can pin, no spin. What up, man? Love it. Yes, 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 yes. This chair's about to be done. And I'm gonna have to bring out another one. Oh, nice and clean. That's when you know it's gonna be good. All my lives are good. I love it. I love it. Right in there. Right in there. Beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Now we're just going to get into another one. So that's one way of pinning the can fast draw. Now I'm going to throw it this way. So I have to use the same hand. Throw this, grab my knife, and then pin it. You have to be faster. You just have to be better with your mind to the knife connection. So when I train, I always have my knife in the same spot. I'm not switching it up and all these other weird rigs and stuff. And I think that's going to give me an edge to being accurate and fast, because I'm always training to the same spot on my body every time. No knives on my neck or in my boot or on my leg. A lot of people have these danglers. I think that's cheating. I think having a sheath, like a good sheath, strapped to your body like a normal sheath should be, that's the way to do it. Boom! Yeah, Anthony's saying hi. Love it when my wife's helping me out. We're gonna do another live tomorrow. This is just my Friday night. Felt like I'd come on for a bit before I go in and beat my kids at Mario Kart. But she's gonna be on with me tomorrow. So she'll be throwing, she'll be having a good time rocking out with me here. So stay tuned for another live tomorrow. Normally we're doing Friday and Saturday, or just Friday, or just Saturday. Love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna do that other way. We're gonna do that other way right now. But hold on. Before I get into that, today I had a tuna steak with some broccoli and rice. I had 3 eggs and some bone broth to drink this morning. And then dinner, I'm having a bunch of sushi, crab, lobster, shrimp. We got some salmon. So super awesome, right? I don't add any soya sauce, nothing like that. Eating healthy, gotta be the first most important thing you should do for yourself. Everything stems from what you eat. How you sleep, how you recover, how you exercise, your energy levels. Eat smart, don't be stupid. Get away from the processed foods, the sugars, the seed oils. Get away from that stuff, man. Humans are getting hurt right now. The last 100 years, all these new diseases, cancers, are all because of the things we decide to eat. Don't do it yourself. Tell yourself today, because of this live, you're stopping. There's a lot of cancellation diets out there, and you can do it for like a couple months, and you'll reprogram your body. Your mind is like addicted to these things like heroin. So you need to get away from them. It's gonna be tough. Couple weeks of you like fiending for sugar and stuff. But it's so good to get away from it, man. It's gonna be the best decision you make if you make it. Go healthy. We got like someone from Turkey, Honor. Don't do drugs. Absolutely, 100% don't do drugs. Drug clean right here. Don't do drugs. And I mean drugs are from the pharmaceutical companies as much as possible. If you can have a Tylenol, okay, maybe, but stick away from drugs in all categories. What a beautiful gay man. Wow, yeah, thanks for the compliment. I definitely got a smoking hot wife though. So I don't know what you talking about, boy. Got a smoking hot wife. Some people just don't know. All right, here we go. Fast draw. Same hand. Boom, boom. This one's got a hole in it. I don't want to use one with a hole in it. No, no, no. What's inside of the Bible? God's word, man. Everything you need to know. Bible. B-I-B-L-E. Basic information before leaving Earth. I tried to grab my shirt for this one because you have to be so fast and so perfect in the way you throw. You guys might see 20 throws right now before I get it. This is tough. but it's training. I like trick shots, skill shots. Some of them help you get better. So if it takes you a long time, but you're doing it in a way where it's going to help you, bonus. Bonus. I only count it as one if I throw my knife. If I don't throw my knife, I don't count it. Yeah, see, you have to understand the Bible wasn't written in our time. So the words used aren't the same as they are now, right? Thousands and thousands of years have gone by since the Bible at its time was written. So that's why a lot of people say, well, within context, you got to understand the context. There's a lot to understand in reading historical documents, the context in which they were in. You can't read them now. People explain things a lot differently from the prophecies they've seen if they were in the future, because they didn't know what they were looking at it. So they explained it based on what they knew and what they saw. So same goes with the word slave. It is not at all the same as we see it today. This is the way they dealt with crime. Criminals, right? Criminals became slaves. And then the criminals, if they became really good, like the owner of them at the time, trying to pay off their fine, liked them so much, they'd marry their daughter. They'd set them free. They would live with them. Like they aren't treated like we see slavery, in the last couple hundred years, like much different. Like, day and night. So understanding it will help you a lot more than just reading it like an idiot. Like you can just read it and it's like, no, that's not how you read historical documents. Like there's historical, history majors, whatever you want to call them, like people who study history, that's what they do. They say the Bible is the most historical document ever to exist. There's nothing that can beat it. Ooh, that was good. I felt it. I don't have a high roof. A lot of people who do this trick will lob it, because if you can lob it, it'll give you more time to deploy your knife. I don't have that ability. I don't have one rafter. I got a bunch, and then I got wood stacked, so I can't even go through a rafter into it. I'm stuck kind of throwing it straight to the target. But if it makes it harder, it makes you better. Oh, I almost did it with like the first throw. Oh, you know it because you damaged the can. Woo! Thanks, buddy. Prove that. One thing about truth is it's good for everybody. You don't need somebody to tell you. Everybody can check what I'm saying. Everybody can check the next person they're listening to. When it comes to truth, it's not something that you need to pay money to get. You don't need some degree. Truth is for everybody. It's as simple as you have done wrong. Someone paid that price. Put your faith and trust in Jesus. He's the one that paid that price for you. It's all about Jesus. Once you can understand it's really all about him, the whole Bible is full of just him. It's him, it's Jesus, it's God. It's all about him. Learning who your creator is. Like when you're born, learning who your parents are. You don't stop. You learn until they're gone and then beyond. Life for everybody is the same. We all do wrong. In life, you do wrong, you go to jail. You got to pay your fine. You got to put your time in to finish your sentence. The same goes for beyond that. Like it's simple. We can relate truth to everything. No one needs to be told. You can tell within your own self. You could be blind and deaf and you still know how you think and feel, and the wrong you do, you do wrong. Like everyone knows. This isn't foreign to anybody. The only person who was perfect was Jesus. That's why he was the sufficient sacrifice, the perfect lamb, so that he could then make it sufficient, complete, in full, paid for everybody. God himself stepped down and said, yo, I got you. I got you. Some people for this one, they might put their hand on the sheath. You know, your mind knows where it is more, and then it stabilizes it. And then you're not like, yanking it if it's going to move. You can keep it more sturdy. I think they allow that in competition. I don't think you have to have your hand out. You can just, one hand might be out, but you can hold it with the other. And then you can kind of line it up. I'm going to do that right now. I'll tell you, if you're not knife throwing, knife throw. I just put my second last short, get a screwdriver and throw. You can do it. Yeah, the accuracy. The Bible is the most accurate historical document there is. There's so many manuscripts, people think it's rewritten differently every time. No. The fact that we have so many manuscripts, we can see that it has not been tampered with, that it has not been changed from the originals and beyond. It actually helps us know the Bibles that have been changed. I believe Nostradamus tried to rewrite the Bible and take God out. Like, people do some messed up things. Usually with Jesus, the Bible, there's a reason for that, because it's the truth. You don't need to attack on a lie. The lie is already serving its purpose. But what evil needs to do is attack the truth, because it wants to corrupt it so people don't look to it, listen. Good to see people having a chat about it. Man, we need to talk about this. You can't get mad about it. We're just sharing knowledge. People need to be not so sensitive to sharing knowledge. If you don't like it, you don't want to believe it, you just keep going. You can listen and just let it go through one ear and out the other. Like, maybe one day it will click. More knowledge, the better. Oh, that was like dead bullseye. That was dead bullseye. Always try to find a way to keep your head positive. If you're missing your shot, but you're sticking your knife, positive. You're missing your shot, you're missing your knife, but you're near the can, positive. Try to be positive. Oh, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Hitting the can, so you know it's good when. I'll do the best I can to read comments. Oh, the wife's back. I got a couple axes. I don't like using an axe in this target. I'll throw it a couple times for you. I'm a knife thrower. Axes destroy your targets more. That's ash wood, and it's one of the hardest woods out there. It's a pretty hard wood. They make baseball bats out of it. Axes are very easy. I like throwing a knife. It's harder. It challenged me more. I enjoy it more. I can't carry a axe around like an everyday carry. I can carry a knife around though every day. It's more practical nowadays. Back in the day, there was no weapons and people were throwing axes, tomahawks. Yeah, freaking awesome. Ooh, I should have went for that one. It hit the it hit it up there. That's okay. We're not even at 10. I'm not even at 10 throws. He did create a world without evil in it. But in order for us to know even what evil is, for us to even know what love is, so that we're not just puppets by God worshiping him like forced, he had to let us know some of the knowledge of good and evil, and to see it for ourselves, to feel it, to experience it. Only then would we know we're serving a good God. Or else we're just told and we're just listening because we're forced to. That's part of the plan. Like, I'm going to put an end to all the evil. He's created a place where all evil can go. And God can't mix with evil. It's impossible for him to lie. Right? So these things he can't mix with. When we go to heaven, when heaven is the final destination, as it should be, no pain, no suffering. He did create it like that. But in order for it to be genuine and the best plan in the world, you can't make a better plan when you really think about it, meditate on his truth, you'll understand. Wisdom comes from understanding, and understanding is the beginning. So like find that understanding, and you'll see a lot more clearly. Yeah! 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 Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what I like about it too? It's not in the bullseye. I'm so good at aiming for the bullseye. This one, I had to track it. Within a second. Less than a second, I had to track that thing. Boom! Right through the piece, yo! Another one. Nailed it within 10 throws. That's a challenging trick to do. So I feel like that was awesome. I'm happy about that one. Oh, yeah. Evidence. You want evidence. So evidence is like, it's everywhere. It's just like open your eyes. Listen to yourself. Listen to your mind. Evidence is everywhere. It's like, what type of evidence do you need? Because if you have to find an answer for evil, an answer for good, for sin, it's there, right? It's there within your own self almost. So it's all there. You want to see evidence for creation, when it's tried to be explained through religion or it's tried to be explained through science, you can see the challenge in it. It's supernatural. This stuff just doesn't pop into existence. You can look through dimensional theory, the realms, right? We're just part of maybe the fourth dimension, which some people can say is time. We're three-dimensional beings. They say there's up to maybe 11 dimensions. There's things that act outside of our time and space, our matter. There's a lot out there. When it comes to evidence, the best evidence I can say is Jesus was real. He was either the greatest liar to ever exist, or he was who he said he was, and he was God in the flesh who came down for you and me and everyone else. All we got to do is just believe that. That whole time period, Jesus even said to Peter, like, it's, blessed are the people who didn't even get to see me and they still believe, right? Faith, that's what's tattooed on me. Faith is being sure. It's the substance of being sure of what you can hope for and what you don't see. So a faith that I know Jesus died on the cross, rose from the dead, and did it for me and you and everyone else. There's evidence surrounding that. There's so much evidence surrounding that. You just got to look into it, just how it was passed down through women. If the context of history, you wouldn't do that through women, but it was done through women. The amount of people that witnessed it and wrote it down, and those are preserved historical documents. They're not just fables and written. These things are archaeologically discovered in the ground. There's over 25,000 plus archaeological discoveries that line up with the Bible to let you know those stories aren't on Mars or on Venus. Those happen here on Earth. They happened. That Bible is true stories. There's prophetic evidence. Prophetic evidence is like God told us what would happen before it happened, so that when it happens, we would then look up, we would then start to believe in him more. There's like thousands of prophecies written about the coming of Jesus. There's prophecies all throughout the Old Testament into the New Testament talking about all lives, all time of life, right into the last moment of life. There's everything. For evidence, there's that historical evidence that we already touched base on. There's so much evidence historically that the Bible is true, the events of the Bible are true. It's almost once you start to weigh it all, once you start to see it all, it's just like without a doubt. I mean, there's even scientific evidence, because there's a lot of ludicrous statements in the Bible. Like, scientific has to study them, but the statements made in the Bible, before you had a telescope, before you had all these science tools and degrees and whatever, it already told you. And then once we were able to discover it, many years later, we realized, wow, that statement is true. Crazy. So, there's a lot. I always say there's archaeological, prophetic, scientific, historical. your whole life and thinking I'll just ask for forgiveness at the end and I'll be fine. God judges the heart. No one can judge the heart like God can. He knows your mind, your heart, your motives behind what you do. And that I leave that to him. No, somebody might not be able to run their whole life pure evil and think, at the end of it, I'm just going to ask God to forgive me. God knows. We might not as human. We're like, oh, he's converting and he's turning into a human. And, he died a week later. Wow, so blessed. Such a blessed man to do that. God knows. At the end of the day, it's great to see people do that, but we don't. I would say and bet everyone that is saying they're saved, not everyone is. Some people are going to go to heaven and God's going to look at them and be like, depart from me, I never knew you. And they're going to be like, well, I called on your name. I cast demons out. I prophesized. And he's going to say, I didn't know you. Your heart was far from me. Your words might have been there, but your heart wasn't there for me. You want to go to heaven and say, my good and faithful servant, come on in. Right? A good and faithful servant, someone that is using their faith to please God. Your faith produces works. You got to work out your salvation in fear and trembling and know if you're saved by testing yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Be honest and go to God on your knees if you have to. Beg for mercy. If you've caught yourself in doing something wrong and trying to abuse grace, grieving the Holy Spirit is something. You want the Holy Spirit to convict you, to drive you to do more for God and to become more Christ-like. You can grieve the Holy Spirit by just abusing grace, and the Holy Spirit will flee from you. And then you're screwed. You got to get on your knees and beg for mercy. And I mean, who knows how long. People in the Bible, examples, people begging for mercy for many, many, many times. Over and over and over and over again until an answer is given. That's how much does it matter to you, right? Your eternity should matter more to you than anything else. And the eternity of others should then matter just as much. The Bible says we sum up the law in 2 commandments. Love God first and foremost, and then love your neighbor like yourself. So that's the huge thing right there, right? We got to make sure we understand what's going on. Don't be ignorant to it. It's all there for you. It's all there for you. You can hide from it. You can hide from the cops because you committed a crime, but one day you're going to be caught. Don't hide from it. Get the knowledge you need. It's there for you. Let that knowledge be a knowledge that saves you, sets you free. There's like a boom, you need to snap into it. It can't be such a smooth. You gotta so quick, so snappy. Whew, and if you screw up, you gotta train more. I got my grip wrong there. You gotta train more. I'm close to a second there. I need to get it quicker. I know that. Certain knives are going to help you too for fast draw. I don't have anything specific for fast draw, but I choose this one. I never bought it for fast draw, but it gives me a little hook down here. So when I pull it out, I don't slide. I get more of a chance. But with that said, I would probably want a little curve here. So it's too thin to do it myself, but I would want a knife like this, not so handle heavy, front tip heavy. So I would want this more of an aggressive tip. As aggressive as possible because you want your knife to stick, and it's hard to be super accurate when you're going so fast. So having an aggressive tip would be a huge advantage. And then I would want something like this, bulky at the bottom to give myself that pull out of the sheath. And then I think I would want a little bit of a trigger here, a little groove, down the spine here. So it can just give me a little bit of an extra push to cancel the rotation. I feel like that would help. I'd have to try it out. Something like this, when you throw it, you can kind of if there's something back here, it's gonna help you kind of cancel that out. It's gonna give you more of a push at the end so the knife doesn't rotate and do all this wet, wonky stuff. You're gonna have to take some crazy step forward. My mat gets all messed up. You'll notice that happens for fast draw. Your body's gonna be just moving so fast, you have to allow it to follow through. Don't stop a follow through. Follow throughs are so important. something to help me with this push here. Because when I try to shave off a split second and I move so fast there, I'm not as smooth with my knife. Oh, that was good. That's exactly how I would train. I'd have to really get duck down, get in my comfy position, nice athletic stance, and just be fast as possible, as quickly as I can react to that light turning red to green. A lot of ways you're going to get to the finals in knife throwing is if your knife sticks. Some people miss that are really good, and the other person is slower, but their knife sticks and they move on. More consistent of sticking. Go for sticks first, and then work on your speed over time, but get those sticks. Get those sticks. I could only do it, but I don't know until I get my fast draw timer. Once I can get my fast draw timer, I'll be able to get better. I'm limited right now. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. Tried to answer some Joel. Love it. Jesus is King, capital J, capital K. Jesus is Lord, capital L. No, I was not, Nick. Graham, it's all good, man. Everyone's an atheist at some point in life. I've been throwing for 6 years. I'm going on 6 years now. Very consistent. I threw for 6 years. I threw half spin, full, and rotational throwing for a month in total. But I've thrown no spin for over 5 years. Specific no spin. I threw fast draw probably a month as well. I really was focused on being as good as I could possibly be in throwing no spin. I wanted to be kind of deadly with a knife, and no spin is instinctive, and I can throw this thing harder than I think anybody can throw a knife. Period. Rotation, half spin or not. Hurricane wisdom song. I like that. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know what you're getting at exactly, but I love weather and I love wisdom from God. Yeah, the knife sticks in you. I mean, it might be a quick trip to the hospital or to heaven or hell. Exactly. Everything's left in the Bible so that we can learn from it, good and bad. You know the things that are good and bad. Nothing's confusing. God isn't the author of confusion. You just got to read it. I mean, no one's got to read it for you. You can read it for yourself. Don't let somebody tell you something and you don't look into it yourself when it could be so as important as your eternity. If there's a potential chance, and there is, you got to look into it. Don't be a fool. Oh, that is exactly dead bullseye. The knife isn't over-rotated or under-rotated. It is perfect. Can you see that knife in the target? You can see it. Got much better quality camera since I upgraded my phone. It takes me forever to upgrade my phone because I'm not one to get all hyped up because there's an iPhone 8.1 and I had the iPhone 8.0. Like all these upgrades in phones and stuff don't get me going. I'm not an electronic I don't surround my life around electronics. I like doing things, sports, outdoor activity, with my family, knife throwing, ATVing, training, getting myself healthy. That's the stuff I'm juiced up about. Oh, yes. Yes. Loving it, loving it. We're gonna do some more trick shots. We did some fast draw. Let me see this right here. So I gotta go a little closer for this. You pull it out. And then like that. If you could get really good at that, that's a pretty cool way of throwing. Super hard to throw that way. I would have it probably on this side. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let's pin a can that way. I might be a little closer to 3 meters, probably like 9 feet. That will take me a while because the accuracy is going to be, I don't train that. So really, I'm going for sticks. Accuracy and speed follows. You want to be consistent. So let's try it though. Let's just try it for fun. Why not? What do we got here? Washington. Oh no, I'm in Canada, man. I wish I lived in the States some days, I tell you. Canada and the States at one time were very similar. Nowadays, Canada has taken the wrong path and America is getting back on track, but they did too. This Western culture that was attacked. Whether you want to say it all started through the Cold War, you know, they had to infiltrate our politics, our schools. They had to change our patriotism. We destroyed wars. So that, like, you can learn a lot through the Cold War and how the Russians maybe infiltrated us and got into our politics and our systems to try to hurt us, take God out of our schools, out of our hearts, you know, ruin the family, divide the country against one another. It's going to hurt us in the long run when we get into the next war. You know, half our country's fighting against one another. They call it the 5th point attack. Sometimes your country won't be attacked by the north, east, south, or west. Sometimes it's going to be attacked from within, the 5th point. Dangerous stuff when you start to think about it. It's almost like we're too screwed now. All the hope you see from certain people, it's just we're too far gone. People are divided over sports, politics, religion, beliefs, what color their hair is, everything. Like, no one can agree on something. And if you don't agree with me, you hate me. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I had to pick a lot of knives at the beginning. I wanted to be a no-spin thrower, so trusting other throwers that have been throwing for a long time is the route I went, because I could have made a lot of mistakes and been broke. Cost money. So I just went with something that I knew worked with someone else that's a world champion, and I picked something exactly what they got, and I went with it, and I kept pushing myself. And now, because I threw some knife like this with a very handle heavy, I can throw any knife. Any balance works for me now. Every thickness, every weight, every shape. There's so many different designs, and I can throw them all now. Desco? Niceness can be, anybody can be nice. I try to be just honest with you guys, genuine, and not fake. So I thank you for the compliment, man, but I'm here for you to give you knowledge, share knife throwing, get you healthy. You know, who knows how far it can go with somebody. They can save a life, save their own self. So much can come from just us talking and having a good time. All right, one more shot here at this. That's gonna work. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a tough one. Let me get a couple fresh sticks. It's a high one. I feel like to get a nice stick, it's gonna be high. Because when you throw, you'll want to push down at the end. So you gotta like keep your hand and wrist up and not let it come down. Don't do the wrist flick. Better, I like that. So I normally hold my knife and I normally wrap my finger on the bottom. So when I throw that way, I'm actually doing more of like a pinch. And that's how I started throwing. I think they call it the skank, the Russian style of throwing where they pinch it like this. But I wrap now. I wrap. Gives me more control of the knife and more power. So if I do it this way, I'm kind of pinching it. And when I throw it, that will help it not flick at the bottom because that thumb can get in the way with that grip there. So we're going to try that and we're going to pin a can. How can you throw a knife, Jesco? What do you want? You want to throw no spin like me? If you want to throw no spin like me, you're going to have to throw the knife kind of natural to you. Pick a rock up and throw it. That's your body mechanics. However you throw anything, a ball, a football, generally is natural to you how you throw it. Go that route to how you're going to throw a knife. All you're going to do is play around with your hand to try and figure out whether you're rotating it, where you got to stand, how high up or how far down the knife you're going to have to hold it to cancel the rotation, to speed up the rotation. For no spin, my specialty, I have this grip. So when I throw it out of my hand like I would a ball, it's sliding out my hand at the end. And my finger here is going to cancel that rotation out. So up close, it will feel a lot different because you're almost pushing with your index. And as you move back more, you're almost letting it slide out your hand rather than push it. So if you can just work at the front, cancel that rotation, don't let it rotate and hit like this, get all your sticks nice and straight, it'll come out your hand and go. As you move back, it's going to go like this and turn slightly in. As you move back, sometimes I threw a record throw, 27 meters no spin. I probably released it like this, and it spun in the air and landed into the target. I mean, almost a half spin, but it was a thrown in the way you would do no spin. Just so far back that the handle's almost going to be like this. You know, some people will throw the knife like this, and it will turn in the air straight. So no spin's a lot of understanding how to control that spin with your index. A lot of people use 2 fingers sometimes, even the whole hand. Some people even use the thumb. That's a real hard way to throw no spin. You're gonna limit your power, your accuracy, your distance. This is the most common, the most effective way to hold no spin. Very good, very accurate. That's how I would throw a no spin knife. Always gotta be careful. Joshua Schaffer, share the same name. You want a good set, Brandon? Yeah. What brand of spikes do you recommend? Spikes, pretty much a spike. These are Vengeance Slims by Wolflund. You can reach out to me in my email if you want to know the website. Wolflund is WULFLUND.com. You'll see in a section there throwing knives, and they sell these from Czech Republic though. But you can make a design like this from, tool steel, spring steel, a lawnmower blade. You just shape it like this and you're good to go. You get yourself a sander and you can do it. An angle grinder. But if you want to buy these, they're expensive, but these are the best way to not build any bad habits if you want to throw no spin. I love a handle heavy knife to start off, but I think you can get the same benefits from a front heavy knife, but definitely not a center balance knife. I think having a weight distributed in the front and back is super important for no spin, and learning your finger how to cancel that rotation. When the balance point is right in the center and your finger's here, you can push. Later on, you'll realize how important that is for power and advancing your throw. But at the beginning, to learn the basics, having a handle heavy or a front heavy knife is super important. So yeah, these I definitely recommend, these spikes. I'll show you one other knife. If you're not wanting an expensive one, you can go on Amazon and you can type in JXE, JXO throwing knives, and you'll find something like this. This is more front heavy, but this is a very cheap knife you can get, I think, for 40 bucks Canadian, $39.99, maybe a little bit more, and they throw amazing. They're obviously shaped different, but I can throw these just as good now. Whoa, hold on. Bullseye. They throw really good, and you can learn and you can see. I like that I've missed there because the steel's good. They're making really good knives. I hate having to shout out to them because I have friends that are custom knife makers. Later on, you're going to want to get a custom knife made when you're really good. But to practice, everyone has to start somewhere. So Grab yourself an Amazon JXE JXO. I mean, I can throw those in competition and win. There's Gil Hibben knives. A lot of knives are out there now and you can find them. Cold Steel, the Pro Flight, Sure Flight, you know, very good for rotation too, and no spin. You'll find some knives out there, but these are the shapes you want to look for, okay? And if you can get a sander, you always make the tips more aggressive. That's going to help you get the stick. When you're trying to learn, you don't want it, you know, you might not be as powerful. There'll be little limps, so they might fall out. You want to know it's sticking. It's really helpful because they can be thrown so fast you won't be able to see it at the beginning. And you can even paint your knives. That will help you. Paint the end red and you can see the rotation of it, or you know how it's missing in the air a little easier. But yeah, you want your points to stick. If you got a hard target like me and that's all you got, because that's how I trained with a hard target, a sharp tip, a really pointy aggressive tip is going to help. If you could have had a stick but it didn't stick, you know, it'll hurt your learning, I think. Bullseye, dead bullseyes. So these knives are super recommend them for beginners wanting to learn no spin. Half spin, rotation, I would go to Cold Steel. I would go to Cold Steel and I would get those. I don't recommend the Smith & Wessons. There's some SOG throwers, SOG. I don't recommend those either. Yeah, JXE, JXO. You can get like a thick one. I think they're called the Thunders. You can get usually the thickness. They'll give you the thickness and the specs. So if you got an 8mm thick knife, that's normal. Those are the heavy ones. If you got a 6mm thick knife, those are going to be the lighter ones. I recommend starting off with a lighter knife. You're going to work on your muscle memory a little bit more because you have to feel it better. Having a heavier knife, it's just going to kind of naturally come out of your hand, and you might not gain a little bit from the feel as much as you can with a lighter knife. I think it's a little easier on you. Heavier knives, I think, come later on, and you'll like them better. I at least do. It helps for power, penetration, sticking. It just feels comfortable. You can get bullet spins a lot easier. Bullet spins require your finger to go a little bit off on the side, and you want to pronate a little bit, and your knife will spin in the air like a bullet. Super cool. But yeah, you definitely want to, if you can, get both. I mean, if you think of like 60, 70 bucks, you'll get light knives, 6mm thick knives, and then you'll get 7mm thick knives. You don't want something too big, as in long. The length needs to be from 9 to 11 inches. And I would even recommend 9 to 10 inches. If you got a no spin thrower and it's like 10.5, 11, that might not be what you might pick up some bad habits. I would really recommend 9 to 10 inches. 10.2, you know, maybe. Like anything beyond 11 is like an absolute no for learning. I would say get away from that. No problem, Brandon. Anytime. My email's in the description. If you need any help, I'm not live, reach out to me, man. I'm here to help. This is the Vengeance Slims. Obviously, I can throw these ones. I've thrown with the most, more than any knife. I can throw these with my eyes closed, blindfolded, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, at 4 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. I can just throw those things like nothing. All right, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do that can trick. I mentioned it, and I want to do it. This can has a hole in it already. Underhand's really cool. I can do underhand too, man. It's harder with a high target and a light target. It's a hard surface, so to get the power I need, I'd like to be with a softer target. Oops. But underhand is it's harder. It's limiting your power, your accuracy. If you want to get really good at throwing underhand, I mean, good on you, but I see no practicality in it at all. And I'm doing underhand no spin. So underhand half spin, underhand half spin just gets easier. But on no spin, it's so weird for the body. It's unnatural to move like that. You want to like do it like you're bowling. That's half spin. A lot easier that way. There's a guy online who throws a lot of underhand no spin, and you can see how little power he has in his throws. it hits the target and it wobbles there. There's no penetration, there's no power in that throw. It's like throwing a dart underhand, super light. Some people, I just don't have it in me. Like this even hit, that was pointy end in, but my target's so hard it needs to be thrown in there. Like even wobbled there. But yeah, if you want to check my channel out, I've done a lot of no spin, underhand, trick shots. I did dabble in it for a bit because it's just fun to throw things different ways. But yeah, that's a definite cool way to throw. Who is that, Matthew? Can you throw a mini axe? Not on this target. Those axes up there need to be thrown outside. And we'll get outside. After the last 3 weekends in a row, it's just been raining. So I have my indoor range. It is what it is. I have no tomahawks. I have throwing like axes, camping axes. I got a little no spin axe up here that I modified. I have a trident axe up here. A couple more camping axes up here. This thing's really cool. Again, I can't throw it in this target, but I modified this axe. When I get outside, we're gonna throw this no spin. I can hold it like a knife and throw it, and that aggressive tip will go right into the target perfectly. I also have these that I want to modify. Again, JXO has been really good for me. These are from Throw Club though, and they're probably the closest to a tomahawk throwing axe that I have. I would probably modify this by making this down more and thinning out the steel so it's super aggressive. And I'll play around with these. This is actually from Throw Club. Throw Club reached out to me and gave me these. So I do want to throw one and modify the other. I think these would be fun to play with. They do look pretty good. And for the price, you can't go wrong. Let's stick this once before I get into that trick shot. Boom! Right away. Axes do it themselves. The heaviness up here, it just wants to rotate on its own. You can hold it wherever you want to hold it. Normally at the bottom is what people do. When it rotates and hits the target, just know how that full rotation is going to work. Usually around 3 meters, your blade's going to be facing towards the target, and you can just throw it and it will come out and go. If you stick back to 4 meters, the blade's going to be behind you. So when you throw it, it will hit in. And then when you go back, you just got to, every meter you go back, you just got to switch around. So at 5 meters, 6 meters, and 7 meters. And that's how it works in competition. That's how I've at least understood it, because I've never done it. And I haven't really thrown these far. But that's kind of how it is. You can just throw it until you stick it, and just keep that memory of what you did to stick it, and you'll stick it every time. So they're pretty cool. They're fun. They destroy my target. I prefer throwing a knife. Flip it every step. I never knew. Yeah, exactly. And that just helps the blade get into the rotation changes. So if you had it flipped around, the weight changes and all this. I'm sure it has something to do with it. Just because no one's ever told me. It's just what I've been thinking to understand it. But the weight changes and the way the blade will, in that, because you're going to get a full rotation, I believe, and then you're going to get a rotation and a half, and then you're going to get 2 rotations, and then you're going to get 2.5 rotations, and so on. So you're gaining a half rotation every meter back you go. So flipping it around will compensate for that. And that's how you can get your distance. It's a Norse style. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm not as knowledgeable in axes, tomahawks, or as I am knives. Front heavy knife, you can learn no spin, you can learn anything. Especially if the blade isn't a live edge. You want a throwing knife not to have a live edge. Later on, I throw knives with live edges because that's what I would have as an EDC thrower. And I like live edges just better to throw. They penetrate more. So of course for combat, self-defense, I'm going to want a live edge. But for throwing knives, for the most part, they all have just a pointy tip. So if you got a nice pointy tip, it's going to work. So I'm going to throw it like this. And then I'm gonna pull it out and pin it like that. So fast draw, a really weird way. I'm even throwing the can weird. Everything about this trick shot is weird for me. But I feel it. I think I just needed to, like, again, don't try the same thing if it's not working. Only crazy people will try the same thing expecting different results. Try something new if it's not working. Don't keep going at it. And I mean, you don't have to change much. Little here, little there, and eventually you might get it. It might click. What? Yo! Yo! Yeah! Woo! Yes! Right on! Oh! That was 2 throws. That's tough. Clip it! Clip it! Clip it! Yeah, right. Some of these tricks I wish I could do for like a short. Like some of these things people don't do. Fast draw. No spin like that. Whatever you want to call that. Make it up. Because I don't have a name for it. The windmill. The robot. Yo, pumps me out, man. Every single time you hit a can, the satisfaction level, it's engraved in humans. Whenever we throw something, we get like our jellies. They just get going. So that was super freaking satisfying. I really enjoy that. Especially when I can do things very quick like that. My wife's inside, man. I got a smoking hot wife. She's inside with the kids, enjoying themselves. I'm gonna go in shortly. I got a smoking hot wife, bro. Nice to come out. Thanks for coming out. Hit the like button if you want. I think that deserves a little bite of a sushi. Let's go for the salmon one. Mmm. 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 I throw half spin, long range. I throw half spin pretty much like I do no spin. I hold my no spin knife like that, and for half spin, I hold my no spin knife like that. I just don't wrap as much. I think I could. I think if I got into it more, I'd eventually get to a wrap, and I'd hold it exactly the same way. So I threw this way more than any other throw besides no spin, because I didn't have to change my grip up. I can get some serious long distance. I pinned a can from 7 meters underhand that way. Very effective because you can push and you can keep the same grip. You just train enough to learn how much push you need per distance you're going back or forward. So yeah, that's how I do it. No spin, or sorry, half spin. I don't do it a lot. I think I just gotta go a little closer. Boom, perfect step. That's how I throw half spin. And it's almost like you're throwing a ball at that point. Like it's so natural just to fly out your hand. Let's pin a can like it. I'm just in the, I have not taken long to pin a can all day. Let's pin a can. Okay. I might have to go a little further back on this one. We're almost at 4 meters here. Okay, I got a little carried away there. I'm gonna have a couple more throws at this. Because when you throw a can, you speed up. You speed up. And you don't want to speed up. You want to keep it nice and fluid. Alright, let me rework this. You see if I can do it this way. So at 3 meters, I would throw, like, they call it a military grip because you're holding it without the blade hurting you. That's why it's military. Just to keep your fingers away from the blade. If you hold it and you're gripping it or you're wrapping your hand and it's a live edge, military, they have live edge knives, you'll cut yourself. So they learn to throw their bayonets by pinching it. And that's how I throw it at 10 feet. 10 feet, I pretty much never miss. Same way, same grip. But as soon as I want to go further back, I then throw my index on it. And I got a lot of better that way. You can throw your fingers up like this, up higher, and get distance, but it just doesn't feel right. Try this one more time here. I want to throw it with the index finger, so I'm just testing it right now. Every miss, I'm learning. Hold on, man. I like that. I like that. I'm doing that. Almost. Oh! I crushed the can. Let's get another can. Let's do this. I got it now. Yeah, I like that. So the difference is up close when I have my index finger, because that's the way I wanted to do this. I'm pinching it. I'm not grabbing it. I'm doing it pinch, and I'm pinching low. That's helping it rotate out of my hand very nice and smooth. Perfect throws. Oh, you guys got me into half spins. Whoa! I don't think I've ever pinned a can half spin on this channel. No, I have. I mean on live. Of course I have on the channel. A lot of videos, almost 600. I did a screwdriver the other week, half spin. Screwdriver, can pin. Alright, we're getting a half spin can pin done right here. Half spin. Oh, I hit the wood inside the can. I know it. I know it. Alright, we're going to get a different can. Look at that. I destroyed that can. Let's get let's get this can here. I think whatever I had in there is just too big. It is a thick piece of wood I used, so if my knife's going into the can and hitting that, it's gonna stop my knife. Here we go. I gotta step back. And it is changing up the way I throw when I have the can. Not my wheelhouse. Not my wheelhouse. So maybe I can switch up a knife. And that will do it. Again, I like trying new things when something isn't working. 5 feet away. 5 feet away is up here, bro. This is probably 5 feet away. That's about 10 feet, right about here. Back here, again, 12 feet. You know, right where the camera's standing is about 20 some feet, 21 feet. Let's just work on this. Ooh, that felt better. That other knife was a center balance knife. You know, having a handle heavy knife or a front heavy knife, tip heavy, that can help your rotation for half spin. Oh, I thought that was it. Man, I'm hitting the can. You guys are watching me learn. You're pretty much watching me learn. Is that like 5 feet away? Good guess. You're halfway there. Put that bandana away. It's to wipe my hand. It's just giving people a little tip or trick to keep their hands. My knife went into the can, got wet, and I use this to clean my hand. All right, let's try this again. Not this can. Oh, I can still use this can, I think. Hate having to change so much cans. Going military now. Because I'm not wanting to do that up close. I wouldn't. Not with the index up close. Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Even at a half spin, that ain't bad at all. Yeah! Every time, man. Not bad at all, yo. That's half spin for y'all. All right, you've seen it here first. This no spin guy threw half spin and did a can pin. Crazy. Yeah, Joel, exactly. Done deal, moving on. There you go, Brandon. Now you can take off if you want. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the comments, man. All right, back to no spin. You want to get good enough where if you're switching around, doing different things, you can get back to what you love without screwing up, without breaking, any good habits. You wanna, or making bad habits. So I can just start throwing because I've been doing it for so long. I don't mind dabbling in other things now, but I still will always go back. 90% of my training is going to be keeping myself consistent and just getting better. Oh. Those are different weights. They're the same looking knife, but on those I got 3 at 7 millimeters and 3 at 6 millimeters. So they are slightly off a bit. And they're all mixed up. I like training that way too. Having a little bit of the weight distribution changing. The weight is different in some of these knives. And you can throw them back to back no matter, I don't know. Sometimes you'll put alright, my 3 heavy ones are the last. And my 3 light ones are at the front. And they're all mixed up. I don't know, you're shuffling your cards. So you're feeling on the fly. And I like that for training. That's a little secret of mine. You heard it here first. I don't share that type of stuff often. But that's a little training thing I do. So that I can be consistent in throwing any knife. It helps me. So I just pull out whatever it is, it is. Oh. That probably wet that target a little bit. throwing there about 20 feet anyways. We're way back here. Oh, ugly. There we go. Oh, that's what I was looking for. We're throwing so many different ways, right? This live, we did a lot of different stuff. Different fast draw tricks, different techniques, different knives, half spin, half spin. That blows my mind that we did half spin. We threw axes. I'm Canada, so I don't have any guns at home. I got crossbows. I got every other weapon, but smoke grenades, you name it, I got it. I was on the verge of getting my hunting license, but I'm probably still gonna get that very soon and just lock up whatever I have and follow the rules. But much harder in Canada, much harder in Canada. I'm on the East Coast, brother. I'm in the military, so I move all over Canada all the time. Every 5 years, I'm in a new province. It is what it is with the military. I know, man. Again, I got a pretty deadly crossbow I'm pretty happy with. If you like Walking Dead, you'll know. Crossbows are pretty deadly. It's like 405 feet per second. I can cock a crossbow with just my fingers, so I can load that thing and keep going. Yeah, it is. Vancouver's beautiful. Maybe one day I'll get posted up there. Italy. I'm Italian too. Oh, I'm from Sicily. Nice to have somebody here from Italy. Good to see ya. Oh, gross. Gross. So those are walkbacks. Changing my distance up and still getting your sticks in. Now, speaking of that, there's some people that do walkbacks, and they do it like this. That's their walkback, and they start at like 2 meters. The guy's been throwing for so long, man. I don't know what is up with him. I would love to know, but he never throws further than 3 meters, it seems. And his walkbacks are like the smallest walkbacks I've ever seen. When you do walkback training, don't do the same pattern. Distances, switch it up. That's the whole purpose of the walkback. Start up close. Go all the way back. Don't just go back a little bit at a time. That's gonna make it easy. That's the easiest walkback there is. Go far back. Then go all the way up again. Then go way back again. Then go way up front. And go quick. Go fast. Boom. You do zigzag walkbacks. You walk forward and then walk all the way back. Like, the more knives you can have, the more combos in the walkback you should do. Because you're just, like, I love the fact that I have 6. I had 9 of these, but I gave away 3 to a friend. Shout out to Justice, one of my brothers, man. But I had 9 of these, and ultimately that was awesome. But at the same time, there's just too much steel in the target, and you start hitting your knives against one another. But 6 is great to have. 3 knives, you know, I'm so consistent with 3. But once you get to that 5th knife and throwing all 6 knives within 5 seconds, you know, that's training. Getting that 6th knife, it's super awesome. But yeah, you can do turn and burns too. So you're gonna turn around and you're gonna throw without setting up. Turn around and then throw. Let's try it again. And you turn around. Boom. Boom. Do another turn and burn all the way back here. Boom. That's how training should be. If you're throwing for 15 years and you're posting a video because you need your ego boost with all the compliments from everybody over and over and over, I have a hard time with that. some people, they think they're just doing the same thing over and over, and it's like, look at me, everybody, come and see how good I look. Do something different. Be honest. Show us your whole training video. Don't just share one of your best throws in that, 100 throws? How many times did you miss? How many of those throws didn't look like that? So those 4 throws you're sharing, or the 1 throw you're sharing, is that being honest? Is that really what you got? Is that the majority? I think people that do the same thing over and over, they limit their improvement. They hold themselves back. They're just not going to get any better. They're going to hit a plateau very quick. You got to switch it up. Oh, walk back. 3 meters, go to 7 meters. Then go to 4 meters. Then go to 10 meters. Switch it all the way up. If you're just doing a walk back like this, exactly in the same spot, and it blew the knives out. That's not going to be much. There's not much change there. Like, that's very easy to adjust when you're just going back a little bit. If you're just moving back a little foot at a time, it's so much easier to adjust. You need to switch it up. That's a good start. No joke, that's a good start. But if you're doing that after 10 years of throwing and you haven't changed it up, you're good, bro. Those who want to get to the top, they're just going to look different. They're going to do things different. They're going to train longer and harder. They're going to be more honest with you because they're honest and hard with themselves. Those people move on up. Ciao, Bella! Anything is a weapon. You're a military guy, you know this. Anything is a weapon. Anything is a tool maybe first, and then it becomes a weapon if you just... Anything is useful, right? But it's only as good as the person using it. And even though you can do something, doesn't mean you want to do something. If you can do it good, doesn't mean you're going to do it. I'm very smart and I try to stay in reality. No matter how good I am at knife throwing, it's probably a last resort to me. You know, I wouldn't look to throwing a knife. I ain't no superhero. My specialty, my superpower is throwing knives. You know, I got to stay true to the training I've been given in the military and martial arts, and just having the right head on your shoulders and thinking straight and clearly, you know, will help you in your training. I do this because it's fun. Ultimately, it's just really fun. It's therapeutic to me. I can do it really good. So I know if I did have to do it, you know, it's going to be freaking good. And I'm going to be ready to do it. I'm not going to forget and not have a good throw. And throwing anything is going to be effective in self-defense. Even if the knife doesn't hit you with the pointy end and it hits you with the back end, it's going to hurt. Like, no one wants anything thrown at them. Heck, I can pick up an orange and I'm going to look to throw it at somebody and they're going to, like, you know, like Napoleon Dynamite when he tried to throw that orange at his uncle. Most people are not. They're going to be a little bit more cautious, get ready to catch it. They're not going to approach you or charge you. Throwing anything, it can be smart. Throwing was like the first thing a human probably learned how to do to defend himself. I don't live in the UK, I'm in Canada. No spin, baby. Can I buy a knife? Man, absolutely. It depends how old you are. Ask your parents. Be safe. You know, you got to have the right morals intact if you're going to get yourself weapons. Be smart about it. You don't just want to give anybody a weapon. Some people probably shouldn't have a weapon. Power can come just from my arm and my hips. Even just my arm. And then when you are adding hips, and then when you start adding your legs, levels of power just go up. You're going to get the most power if you use your entire body. If you don't want to use your entire body, you're not going to be able to get the most power you can. You know, I always say if I can deploy and throw my knife within a second, it's tactical. So sometimes that big windup might not be as useful in combat, but I can get enough power with a little step forward because I'm going to be very athletic and very mobile on my feet, very balanced. So if I have to, I can throw a knife very quick and all the power I need by just taking that step. I don't have to bring my foot back. That's max power, but maybe not max efficiency. So just preloading my hips by always being kind of like on a move. Boom. And I can just on the fly, rip, bombs, rip, bombs. Oh yeah, when you know that knife, penetrate a knife like crazy. We're gonna pin another can here. Full spin, I throw without a spin. No spin, just comes out my hand. If I wanted to throw full spin, like I'd get a different knife, but I can grip it the same way, stand closer, because it was over-rotated. Same grip. Boom. I understand rotation throwing. I can be very good at rotation throwing. I don't dedicate my time to it. I enjoy no spin throwing so much more. I'm a no spin thrower for life. I'm probably the most dedicated to no spin than anybody I can know or see. I don't play around with other things often at all. I'm 95% all the time throwing no spin every day, hours almost a day. One of my days looks like I go to work, I train in the gym after work for 2 hours. I come home, help my wife with food and the kids, get them all sorted out, and then I go throw for 2 hours, and then it's bedtime. Like I'm going all day, training all day. And you get the right sleep, you're good, you can fall asleep right away, get your 8 hours, you're gonna be good every day. You're gonna have all the energy you need if you're eating right, sleeping right. I think those two things are super important. And then you can add in exercise. Exercise comes after all that. Don't get good exercise, but you're eating poorly and sleeping poorly. You're just gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself eventually. That youth doesn't last if you're doing it when you're young. Trust me, make those smart decisions young and you'll last longer. No, I think more soldiers would go with the half spin, the military grip. I think that's historic. That's how people throw a blade. They throw it with the blade so that they don't hurt themselves. They call this the military grip, and it's a half spin throw. And you can get some serious power up close. So trench warfare, someone's coming up, boom, you're gonna get a good throw. Very powerful and very easy to train people that way. If that's all you're worrying about is the distance there, grip your knife here, and then you can just throw it every single time. Even that was pointy end in, but I have a hollow spot there. Bullseye, that's because it was bullseye. Now if I were to throw a knife in military, in a situation that presented itself, I would want to throw, I'm hiding behind a door, 2 guys walk by me or something, I might throw one, and then stab the other one or something crazy like that. Hopefully that doesn't get me blocked off. But there's scenarios I think about in my head. In combat, in a military situation, it's going to be very rare in my mind to really want to throw it. I think most of my self-defense is going to be against an animal while I'm camping. A raccoon with rabies or a fox with rabies that just wants to come to me and not want to leave. I can't scare it away. And I don't want to touch it. I'd have to throw a knife at it. And that's why I have targets down low, ready to throw low. That's always good. Having targets at different distances, super important if you're going to train for self-defense, because I'm a guy who's out in the bush a lot alone. And I don't have a gun, and I don't have my crossbow on me all the time. I have knives on me all the time. And so I always can throw a knife, and if I have to, I have to. I have fireworks and other things to scare bears, because, man, I'd have to throw that knife right into the bear's eye, but even that, I would throw a lot at the bear if the fireworks didn't work and I couldn't get on my ATV and boogie on out of there. I would throw as hard as I can at that thing, and I'd be praying. And then I'd have my last knife on me to try to get that head while I'm getting ripped apart, save my life. Bullseye. For the most part, animals aren't like humans, and they don't react like a human would when you throw something. So I could aim for an animal's head, and that is all I have into it. I would throw everything I have into it. I mean, I have fireworks, like I said, and I'd be shooting that at it before I would throw a knife. Life is like your last resort. My last resort, but I can do it really well. So if it is a last resort and I have to throw a knife, I'm going to help myself. Hey, Knives and Pete's, it's always good to see you. Good to see you here. I used to watch a ton of UFC. I watched every sport, hockey, football, basketball, soccer, you name it, chess. Like I'm into everything. I'm also a nerd. So I was checkers champion in my school, played a lot of chess, online chess. I played Magic the Gathering. I played board games. I play Pokemon. I'm a Pokemon collector still. I'm very versatile in a lot of things. I like all sports. I'm a jock, but I also like, and I played all sports too, but I also like all the nerdy stuff, video games, computer games. I'm all over the place. Same thing with music. I can listen to opera, rock, heavy metal growing up, rap, hip hop, reggae, techno. Now I'm just focused on Christian music, and I have some non-copyright background music. I like it all. Adam Cheladine, yeah. I learned and found him, and that's what kind of got me into knife throwing. I already liked knives, and I already kind of had the idea of throwing it. So eventually the algorithm on YouTube popped Adam Cheladine out, and then that just opened up my world, and then I just started training and getting better and better and setting new goals, new challenges for myself. And then it just blew up, and it just became a part of my life, and I'll do it forever. But these are Adam Cheladine's knives. I have a lot of Adam Cheladine. I know him, we talked, and we became good friends. I have a lot of his stuff. Really cool guy. When he worked for Ace-Jet, he doesn't anymore, but I competed in all of his Ace-Jet competitions, and I won them all. I'm the Ace-Jet master in the whole world. No one's beat me. There's a guy, Diego, out there. So he's the second one. I think he's gotten 2 firsts and a third, and I've gotten 2 firsts and a second. So we're really close, but I beat him by a little bit. And one of the firsts he got, he robbed me. I beat it. He didn't follow the rules. He cheated. He used language barriers. It was a total robbery. People reached out. They know. You know too yourself, Diego, that's a cheat. When someone says before the date, that doesn't mean after the date or on the date. It means submissions are put for that competition before the date. You know that, man. You're American. You got a brain in your head. You know what you did. You pulled a fast one. That shouldn't be yours. That's why you didn't say anything. You ran and hid. You didn't say a word to me, even though I was still nice and I still congratulated you. You went off. Even if you never watched this, you're probably not watching this, but someone reach out to him. Anybody wants to. I'll challenge him in anything. Or if he wants to apologize, or if he doesn't want to apologize, he wants to be cool. I'm a very forgiving guy. We can move on past it, whatever. It doesn't make me lose sleep at night. I just know the truth, and that's the truth to it. You can argue all you want to make yourself feel better at the end of the day, but I know the truth. I know what's up. I know what's up in that one. So these are also cool knives here that I got for my birthday from Brandon Danger Dillon. So these are his 8.5 inches of danger, fuller down the spine. It's not as long as I would want, but it's a very aggressive tip and it's very heavy, so they can still throw pretty good. But I need an extra couple inches. That's just too small. Got to adjust a bit because they are off. Oh, they're bullets though. They are very awesome to throw. Out of all the knives I own, these are very awkward because of how short they are. Anything under 9 inches, I didn't own. I don't throw anything under 9 inches. So getting a knife under 9 inches, that's really a good knife. I do notice a little bit of changing in my throw. I like to jam my knife into my palm and grip it. This one, it's gotta be a little looser because it's too far up in my hand, and it just wants to rotate unnaturally out of my hand. So I gotta choke up on it a bit. and then I can throw it really just as good. It's just not as comfortable. I can get a lot of power through a hockey puck with this, but I'm just better with other knives. Like I did miss right away, you know, just had to adjust. I don't want to have to adjust too much. I get bullseyes, I get a lot of power with them, but that's the only downfall of these knives. 9 inches, and he has the same style at 9 inches, I believe. They're unreal though. That's all I was using, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it at all. It's just because I train with so many other knives. This though, what I can say about these that would be very good, a live edge right here, a live edge, nice and sharp. It'd be really cool for opening boxes too, but because of the shortness, it would fit in the way I would carry my EDC throwers, really comfortable. Anything too long, you know, you restrict your bending, your movement, the way I like to hold a knife. So those, I bought a 9-inch knife, but these would just be even more comfortable. 9 inches are still comfortable and I can still move and not be restricted, but they would fit really nice in there. But I worry that it would be buried too much in my belt and I wouldn't be able to pull it out and get a good grip. So a little bit of length might actually be better. So make them 9 inches. Same everything, just 9 inches. Because even with this, at longer distances, beyond 5 meters, no, not at all. Up close like this, all day long. I've been really doing serious power, so I'm gonna be like trying soon to throw through a hockey puck at 20 feet, 30 feet, 7 meters, 5 meters. Maybe not the feet works there, but that's kind of the goal. I want to throw through a hockey puck. I did it at 3 meters. I want to throw through a hockey puck at 5 and 7 meters. I mean, that would be a cool feat. That's getting a serious amount of power at distances. All the way at max competition distances. Max competition distance is 7 meters. I can't adjust, like transfer the knives in my hand because I have to choke up on the knife. Being able to transfer through my knives really quick is because I can place it in my hand as far as it can go, and I can feel that a lot easier. With these, I got to transfer and kind of almost at the same time push it up a bit. So when I transfer to the next one, I got to push it up a bit. So again, a lot more training has to go into these to really be faster with them, more consistent and more accurate. I can go through a lot of knives and not have to do that because they're all 9 or 10 inches. So that means I can jam the knife, these are 9 inches long, right back into my hand and not worry. 10 inches, same thing. 8.5, and those aren't 8.5 inches of danger. Those are 8.2, maybe 8.3, but 8.2 because I've already sharpened the tips. So it's even smaller than 8.5. All right, let me think of I think I'm gonna do another can pin because I love doing can tricks. So we're using the 8.5. Let's call it the 8.5 inches of danger, even though that might be off a bit. Let's use these and pin a can. Boom. Just a normal can pin with a different style knife. We throw everything on this channel, no spin, like for the most part. My wife's doing a ... Did I miss a lot? Nope. Thank you, HK Project. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you for coming out. Slobberface, what's going on, Paul? This is an AI live stream. I'm looking to find a good rowing set. Throwing set, but there's not too many that I've seen that really fit me. Yeah. Justin, what is your style? You want to go no spin? Is that what you're trying to throw? If you're still around, let me know and we'll try to work that out for you. I'll give you the best options I can. How long are your blades? Yeah, all different, but generally These are really the longest ones I have right now on my table. I have longer ones up there, but this is about 11 inches. Still, I can get it that grip I want and throw it, and it's still going to be okay. Now I can throw anything. I've been training a longer time to be able to do that. It doesn't happen right away. I didn't want to build bad habits too, so I don't rush that type of stuff. I just basics. Think about any martial arts. Like to move up a belt, right? From white belt to another color, blue belt, it takes some time. Don't rush anything. You're just not going to be as good if you do. That can has holes in it like galore. I gotta throw a can with a lot of holes in it. It's got a whole slice down here, a big gouge down the side there. Doesn't help when you're throwing it. Some people tape their cans and put sand in it. I don't know what they're trying. I think it just makes it easier. I like things to be harder. Ooh, I think I'm getting it soon. Hardest part of my target, right here. There's like no holes there. It's serious there. Here we go. 4 times. This is the 5th throw. Ooh, right by it. Right by it. Oh, man. This thing is a bullet. Packs a punch. Boom! Boom! That's a bullet! Whoa! That's a bullet! That's a bullet! Let's go! Yo! Not bad at all! Yes! I love it every time. I love it every time. So that was what, 5 or 6? Boom. I have hit everything I wanted to hit today. I think within 8 throws. I think my longest one was 8 or 7, something like that. Yeah, no spin? Okay, so Justin, you want a nice, I can never do that. You can, man. Yeah, you can. Don't say never. It's just the amount of time. Some people might have to do a little bit more work to do it. That's all. This means you have to work harder. At the end of the day, nobody cares anyways. So just work harder. No spin. Okay, so maybe you can name to me, Justin, some of the knives that you've already tried, and I'll visualize what type of shape you have. If you don't know the knives, just tell me the type of shape. Is it handle heavy, tip heavy, is it center balanced? Does it have an aggressive tip? What's the weight like? Is it really light or is it heavy? All that stuff matters with the type of knife that's going to work for you. Like I said, if your knives don't look like that, or if they do, and you're having a hard time, you're just going to have to try new things. Try the same style. Try this knife, but just try doing different things. Sometimes people will put a target on the ground, and just throwing at it downwards sometimes can help them, rather than the same thing but upwards. And do different things. Again, there's a lot of videos out there, tutorials, myself included. We'll show you some tricks that can help you. Yeah. On Civil Havoc, man, thank you a lot, man. Appreciate that. I'm here for you. So if you want to pin a can one day, I help out on lives. I teach. It's all free. Anything I can do to help you do what you want to do. Set yourself a goal. Don't ever say never. You can do it. I didn't throw like that day 1. I didn't even throw like that day 2. Week 1, month 1. I was patient. I was slow. You know, maybe I'm more athletic than the average person in the knife throwing world. So that gave me a little edge because I already knew how to throw really well, the body mechanics. But I'm determined. I'm determined to do something if I set my mind to it. I won't give up. Some people are like, I don't give up easily. I don't give up at all. I don't obsess over it. If I want to do it, I obsess over it. And that's what I do for knife throwing. It's just, I'm training all the time. When people do an hour, I do 2. When people are partying, I'm training. I don't do much other than train. I mean, my fun on my own is training. Otherwise, I'm with my kids. I try to give them as much daddy time as possible. But in order to be a good dad, I need to give myself some time too. And it's not out drinking and partying or doing drugs. I do none of that. I'm at home. My alone time is throwing knives. My alone time is playing with tools, you know, cleaning up my house, making it look good. For the most part, it's training. It's bodybuilding. It's training for arm wrestling now, throwing knives, strength and conditioning exercises, building strong legs, just every muscle group possible. All my stabilizers, nothing's neglected. That's my life. That's what you got to do too. If you want to set your goal to something that's hard, you got to think about it all, encompass everything you can possibly do and crush it. I think that's Russian. Cheers from Russia. Scamp, right? Russian thrower, scamp. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. SKANF. It's a pull throw, right? You're pulling it like you're pulling a rope. You're pulling it. Yeah, man, that's so important. Olga made a video. Like, she's so cool saying it's a pull throw. It's a pull throw. Okay, cool. I don't care what it is you're throwing. How about we just say you're throwing? You're throwing. Pull or push, I don't care. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. Maybe the way a skank is, if you can feel yourself pulling, that will help, sure. But man, that's nothing bad. That's nothing to be bragging about. I'm pretty sure there's some pushing going on, even in this game. Maybe it's a push and pull game. There's a balance between the two. I think the last thing in throwing a baseball is your muscles in your forearm. I think that's a push. So I say for America, at least when I'm throwing, there's a push going on there. Even if I'm coming back here and it feels like I'm pulling a rope, there's a bit of both. But there is no way, no how any Russian skank thrower can throw as hard as me. And I challenge a skank thrower to do this into a hockey puck and get your knife through it. I'm throwing Bowie styles. I threw a lot of different types, but I seem to throw better with a smaller blade. Lengthwise smaller, or just like more of like a smaller blade as an aggressive tip. I'm trying to narrow it down to help you as best as possible. Tomahawks and hatches, I have no problem. Throw, underhand throw, and overhand throwing. So the rotation in those things, they just do it themselves almost. You just throw it, and they do the rest of the work for you. Throwing a knife is more challenging than a lot more challenging. Even rotational throwing is. But if you're going for no spin throwing, it is the hardest. So don't have any unrealistic expectations on yourself trying to learn it. It's tough. You know, you're gonna have to put a lot of time at the beginning. And even if you're throwing a Bowie style knife, you know, I threw the mini Bow Cree at the beginning, a John Bailey design. And you probably can find those online. It's a weird Bowie-like shape, but it's got a handle for throwing no spin, and it works. I didn't train with those a lot, though. I knew right away I needed something like this, and it did work for me. I'm telling you, something like this will work for you. Even the JXE, JXOs, you might not have been here, but it doesn't take too much money to give these a try. Go on Amazon for $30 American. You can grab yourself a design like this. And they work really well for no spin. So I could throw these just as good as my Vengeance. And this might do it for you, something like this. Bullseye on those things are crazy good. Dean Kelly, how's it going? Good to see you too. Can you show us some of your knives on the wall? I can. I've thrown a lot of these on lives. I'm going to do some lives where all I do is throw these knives. There's a lot on here. There's a lot of different knives on here. Knives you've never seen before. One recently that was given to me looks like that. It's got like a spin. I think it's called the Dragon Claw. Shout out to Nathaniel for sending me this as a gift and paying all that money to get it to Canada. What a nice guy. I got stuff coming his way. Such a cool collab we did. But he made me this, super unique. I think there's only 2 people in the world, maybe a little bit more, who have this. Brandon Danger Dillon and myself. Super cool knife to throw. Like, so cool. So cool. Having a whole bunch of different knives. Oh, that's in there. This makes throwing knives so much more fun. What else? There's a lot up here. A lot of different style knives. Like, so many different style knives. These ones are like the John Eck. So these are the longer knives that I have. This is made by Joseph Dara. He engraved it on there to Sergeant Todorici, Broken Feather. He just had his Broken Feather event this weekend. So shout out to him. But the John Eck knife is this style. He does a tribute to that. The way the knife is, or the handle is designed, was for the World War II, I believe, World War II. The soldiers, they wanted something because the knives they were using were slippery. They just weren't good for hand-to-hand combat. So John Eck, he's the one who put these little grooves in the handle. He went into the place trying to sell the knife. He oiled his hand up, took this, stabbed it in the table in front of everybody, sold. And they made these knives, sent them to the World War, and it's been like an innovation for knives ever since in that handle. Just the way the grooves are on that handle. You got the blade here and a blade here. This one's for throwing. I don't know if it's going to stick into this target as well, but I can throw this even with the handle. I've trained myself to do that. Oh, nicely too. Nicely too. Let's pin a can with the John Eck tribute knife by Joe Dara. Shout out, Broken Feather. Oh yeah, bullseye. Let's pin a can with it. I got a video. You'll see it if you type in the John E.K. tribute knife, coolest weatherman. You'll see a really nice video I made. Super cool video with all these like tanks and planes and army soldiers. It was a tribute to soldiers and me being a soldier. Joseph Dara made these for me and sent them to me for free just because I'm a service member. So he's super awesome. He's a legend in the knife throwing community. So let's pin a can with this bad boy, because this guy deserves it. This is for you, Joseph. Oh, I almost get it right away. I almost get it right away. What a crazy ricochet. The knife is built like a beast. The handle is so tight and strong. I should get a new can. That's probably what did it there. Let's get a new can here. Oh, there's nothing in it. It's light. It's super light. Let's put something in it. I usually just use wood chips that fall off the target, and I just put them in. And it's just enough to give me a little bit more weight. It's that easy. All right, for Joseph Dara, the tribute knife to John Eck. Soldiers, past, present, and future, lest we forget, this is for you. You got to be on your toes. All right, let's switch this up a bit. Let's get this. That's 2 throws. That's okay. Totally different style knife. We got this. We got this. We got this. Oh, we got this all right. We got this all right. Yeah. Yo, push up with my hands clapped behind my head. Oh! Oh, I love it. Beautiful throw. Look at how that thing entered that. Look at that freaking battle wound. That was within the 3rd throw, so I missed twice. That's okay. Look at that thing. That's straight in there. Perfect. Yo, what's up, buddy? Hey, you brought a can for me? Thank you. Look at this little guy. Hey, buddy. Thanks for bringing my can. He brought me a can. What a cool little guy. All right, how's my camera set up? It's set up a little differently. My apologies. That was super sick. Wow, 128 likes. You guys are freaking legends. Whoever doesn't realize, this is the Coolest Weatherman headquarters. This is Coolest Weatherman Productions. Live for you. Doing things you've never seen before. If you haven't already, hit that like button now! Woo! That was sick. That was for Joseph Dara, Broken Feather. For soldiers. Yep, I've been 20 years in. I got mad love and respect for anybody served in the past, present, or future. Family members. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buds. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Oh, he's such a love bug. You want to hang out with Dad? You want to hang out with Dad? What else am I showing you guys? I did have, there it is.
Did he bring you the can?
Yeah, I have it in my hand. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, you want one of yours? Let's go get it. Good job, Si. Is he gonna stay with me now? You wanna stay here? You stay right there. Now my dog's chilling with me. All right, we got a bow shuriken. Shuriken right here. Again, really weird to throw nowadays for combat. Super light, not gonna penetrate. Back in the day, the history, distractions. They put poison on the tip. These things aren't, you're not a ninja anymore. Ninjas aren't, they're just not gonna work in war nowadays. They're assassins. That's probably, if they're gonna be used anymore, it's assassinations. Whatever. Not in our countries, not yet. Maybe soon, who knows? But not as realistic in my opinion anymore. So I'm not one to throw these or think they're that cool. But I got one. They're really hard to throw no spin. No, they're easy. But for people like me, I guess, who just want a heavier knife, it's harder. But not everyone's like me. There we go. See, first throw. I throw it the same way I throw a knife. So I wrap my fingers around the bottom and I have my finger on the spine. But a lot of people will throw it like this. That's kind of the way they did it, and they push it into the target. And it's very, very easy that way. Maybe two fingers people use, and these two are kind of off balancing it. But I keep my one finger on it, and it works fine for me. You want to pin a can with this? Do you want to see me pin a can with this? Let's do it. Let's do it, you know. Let's do it with the can. No, not the can. That's a good can. I like that can. The Jonek. Let's do that. Oh, almost right away. Like I said in this live before, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you should still do it. And that's like this. I can throw this really well, but it's not going to be something I'm going to use in self-defense. It's just not. I'd rather throw or have a sharp, live edge knife on me. Heavier, more penetration. It's going to pack a punch. It's going to be able to do more things for me. This limits me. Because of that big gouge in it, all the air, when I throw it, traps in there and just kind of throws off the throw. Slows it down for sure. But yeah, I can throw that thing really well. It's a nice shape. Joshua Shugart, shout out to him. He made this thing out of rebarb. Rebarb's a good steel if you can know how to use it. Like the smaller kunai, I can throw those with no problem. Yeah, that shape's very common, and you can still throw that with a hole in the back. So that's impressive. Keep going at it. Like I said, man, something similar to this, I would recommend. If you're getting serious into it, you might want to invest. It might make it funner for you too. So like just getting that better knife just might do more for you. Training and enjoyment, I would give it a try. Once you're into throwing knives, it's going to be hard to get out. You're eventually going to get into that. Hero mode. You're good, dog. Thanks, man. You're good too. Not peace. Peace is first. In every self-defense, peace. Love above all. Number one. That's my number one rule. Can't be. Sometimes a good person has to pick up a gun and shoot a bad person. That's just life. You're hero class. We all are, man. We all have it in us. If you're a man, everyone has it in them. You're just, men are getting attacked. You know, masculinity is definitely not promoted, if you will. For lack of a better word, it's just not sought after by a lot of men nowadays. Jewelry, long hair, tight jeans. Dudes nowadays, man, it's sad. Dean Kelly, I like having you here, man. Australia, eh? Wow. Oh, I'd love to hear you talk to me. Your accent I could just listen to all the time. Super cool to have you here though, man. Randall, how you doing, man? Getting better knives will keep you throwing. Ronnie knows. It will help you not build bad habits as well. You might get better fast. Patience is key, but it's always good to learn faster. Everyone wants to, but patience will help you learn faster and not build bad habits in the process. Hey, Ronnie, you're probably done work. Hopefully you can enjoy your weekend, man. Oh. This one might take me the longest because I am throwing the shuriken here. So this can might take me the longest. I think that was my third or fourth throw. Oh, if I can get it within 10 though. Thing goes in there. I mean, this can still be deadly, no doubt. This one's heavier. It is rebarb. This has got to be 100 grams at least. Man, I don't think I've pinned a can with this in a long time. I'm throwing it perfectly though. Just a little light for me to have more control, which then translates to being better, more accurate. Oh, but I still got it quick! What? Yeah! This chair isn't gonna last this live. It's done. That's my celebration chair. Let's go! Oh man, I love it. This is a record by all the different can pins I've done today with different knives and whatnot. I've done it all within 7-8 throws. Yeah, it's fun to throw. When I love throwing no spin. I threw this no spin. I'll throw so many different knives and weapons no spin, and it's just fun. Once you get into throwing, get good at it, you're gonna want to throw everything. That was awesome fun. That was super fun. That was super fun. I'm glad I got that one out. I'm glad I got that one out. A lot of weird knives out there. I'll show you this one here. Someone asked to see some knives on there. So Ace Jet, blue steel. It's not blue, but that's what they call it. It turns black. And it's got the spinner hole. Spinners are just super cool. Nice fidget. If I was in school, I'd have a fidget like this. Rotational knife. Good for half spin, good for rotation. It's got the leather grips here for helping you control the throw. They don't get in the way though. You can take them off very easily. I think the Chicago screws, they come right out easy. But I can throw this thing no spin as well, really well. And it's probably 12 inches long. So again, you get into a zone where you can throw anything. Once you know how to use your index finger to cancel the rotation, once you get it, it clicks. You just get it now. You're going to be able to throw anything. And you just use that index to cancel the rotation. when the can's at the top of the log, it's like this far. Like it comes down, right? So I time it perfectly to get the most accurate. And that's why I can pin a can very, very fast. If I try to taxi it, that's what they call, when you hit the can in the air, bring the can to the target. That's a taxi. I think I've done one of the biggest taxis there is. It's on my channel. I've taxied it almost like 1.5 meters away from the target. And I purposely was going for that, but I don't intentionally go for it. I just have I'm very good at throwing the can. Now, a lot of people will say that. I'm very good at throwing a can. That's half the trick. So I can throw the can really well. I'm gonna be able to throw my knife better than the can, and that means I'm gonna be able to meet up with it and do what I gotta do. That was tip in, but this tip is very big, and that target's very hard. So generally, I gotta get a perfect throw every time. One thing about this knife that I really like is the way it's shaped at the bottom, because that can fit in my hand so nicely. I would probably have this no spin. This would be a no spin design, similar to this though. So I would have the bottom like this, but it would come up to a point like that, and that would be phenomenal. I think that's one of the designs I'm trying to design right now for Nobody's Knife Works, my sponsor. He's a knife maker, knife company in the States. And I'm making a line of knives, no spin knives, that are hopefully going to be the best, most common no spin knives out there. And we're going to have every little thing, fullers, every type of thickness, weight, length. So you're going to be able to customize it the way you want it. But it's going to be a very common, very sexy knife for no spin. So even Justin, anyone's going to want to see those knives when they come out. And I'm in the works right now of designing them for him. We're going to get very focused right now. Very focused on the best no spin throws. I'm probably going to come up with about 3, maybe 4 of the best designs out there. Combining the Arrow with the Vengeance, with all these other knives that are out there. Those are 2 of the most common. We're going to make our own, and we're going to adjust it to just be better than anything out there. All right, we're going to pin a can with this bad boy, because today, it's pin and can day. We did a lot of fast draw at the beginning of this video, so if you do want to see the fast draw tips and tricks, that's probably within the first 1.5 hours of this live. I have been going now for a little over 2 hours. Mario Kart, the wife's literally, we're always on the same page, yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up soon. I'm gonna pin this can, and we're going to, we're gonna see some things. We're gonna do some things right now. We'll see. Here we go. Much different throwing a bigger knife, but doable. Not preferable, doable. This thing's heavy, so it penetrates like really good. I've been throwing damaged cans all day. Love it. Oh, what? Yo, what? That's sick. You're right. Oh man, today's just been on fire. Look at how it landed. I wanted to eventually land this where it's like that. This thing's taking a beating. There's gonna be no top soon. That was sick. Oh man, that's 3 throws, 2 throws. I think it was 3 throws. Man, that's a record. Thank you, Tyro. Beast mode by Ronnie. You guys rock. My hand snapped off of this old axe the other day, pulling it out of a tree stump. Took me ages to get the right end to stick in. What is the key to this? Just practice. Yeah, practice. Being patient in your training, being consistent in the way your body mechanics are. Don't switch things up all the time. Switching up your throwing weapon, your knife, your axe. Stick to basics and keep pushing yourself. Don't rush your distances. Get a stick. Remember it. Get that muscle memory. That consistency comes from being patient and doing it over and over again. Once you get that stick, You just got to repeat the same thing you did to get that stick. Fine tune things as you grow. Yeah, you can reach out to me, man. Justin, reach out to me in my channel, email in my description. You'll see it under the giveaway explanation. My email. Reach out to me and we can work something out. I have no problem. I was gonna do a lot of giveaways, but if somebody wants to buy one and not wait for a giveaway, or you just don't win the giveaways, I'm not gonna charge much. You're gonna get a good deal with me. I also offer a discount for Nobody's Knife Works. So if you're in the States, you can probably save on shipping, get all that for free, get a discount using my code COOLEST. And if you go through me in my email, we probably work out even a better deal. So that's also an option on the table for you. Bentley, what's up? How you get the iron to hit target? You spin fast. Well, I don't spin throw. I throw this without a spin. So I just train that way. I throw it and I use my index finger to cancel the rotation, and the knife it doesn't do a rotation. It just, the pointy end goes right to the target. And it works very well for me because I stayed consistent at throwing that way. I didn't try other ways. That's what I wanted. That's what I got. And I throw very, very hard and very, very fast. It just comes with practice, comes with time. Sometimes people get carried away in the hype, in the community. They want to do all these different things. I didn't allow any of that to happen. Discipline is huge in life. If you can be very well disciplined in things that you're doing, you're going to be better. The right discipline can go a long way for you. All right, we'll do a couple more throws. The wife wants to play some Mario Kart with the kids. Let me see what the time is here. Yeah, it's Friday night, party night. All right, guys. With that said, let's get a little bit of this going on here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody. It's been another great live. I'm always excited to see comments from people. Excited to see the, Justin, Ronnie, a bunch of new people commenting, older people that have been here for a while coming out and commenting. David showed up with his new name. It was really good to see everybody. It's always a pleasure helping as much as I can help, no matter what it is, right? We talk a lot about everything on this channel, and that's what it is. We're not just focused on one thing. This is just a community, and we're here to help one another. I'm not going to hide any knowledge from anybody. Every question's welcome. I'm going to address everything I can. I'm going to do the best I can. We all can learn together. I've learned from comments, so again, I appreciate it tremendously. And I had a great time, man. Hopefully tomorrow, some of you can pop on again. I'll do a live tomorrow with my wife. So she's going to do some throwing. I'm going to do some throwing. We'll talk a little bit. We'll have some different topics. It will be fun whenever the wife's out here with me. It turns to be a pretty good time. And so look forward to that. That's usually Fridays and Saturdays, same time. And then I have videos coming out all the time. So if you want to hit subscribe, do it, whatever. I have a lot of videos. You can check it out. A lot more to come. I'm doing new things all the time. So I'm trying to really blow this, a lot of content to you. I'm trying to blow out a lot of content to you and just get you guys more into knife throwing and just down with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. So just remember, you want to grip it, and then you want to stick it. All right? Now hit it. God bless.